Fasten your seatbelts.
It was a big surprise to me because it's not the kind of movie that I imagined myself to be qualified for. You know, you always think of these big action films as being kind of certain actors who are known to be, kind of physical types. And I've definitely never been that. The story goes that Sam Raimi's wife happened to say to him, there's this actor in Frida, he looks interesting. And Sam, being a smart man, listened to his wife, and as all smart men do, and he called me in, and we had a great meeting, and I kept saying, look, I'm up for it, but I got to be honest with you, I've never done anything like this before. And I've certainly never worked on a film with all this technology. I've never done much green screen or anything like that. But what swung it was we did a screen test where they gave me an approximation of the costume, the big leather thing with the big trench coat. I'm doing all the usual things that you do at screen tests, giving them different angles. And then Avi Arad, who at the time was head of Marvel, takes off his sunglasses and goes, put these on. And so I put the sunglasses on, and the whole room just sort of went, oh, this could be the image. And I think that's what swung it.
I will not die a monster.
The beautiful thing about a lot of the Marvel villains, and in fact a lot of the Marvel heroes, is that they all become so reluctantly. Otto Octavius has this terrible tragedy in his life which changes things. And so they become these monsters, these villains, almost against their will. And what that does, it gives those characters a real level of humanity. It gives them kind of moral dilemmas to deal with. And there's always a moment when they're struggling with that dilemma. Should I carry on doing this? Should I pull back? Am I being a bad person?
And these monstrous things should be at the bottom of the river.
And that was all in the script. And Sam wanted to develop that. It gave the character a kind of depth and something that the audience can hang on to, because it's no longer a two-dimensional character. He's not just the bad guy. He's actually the bad guy with a kind of emotional life, and that just, I think, makes them just so much more interesting.
Hello, Peter.
Hi?
Coming back 17 years later to play the character again, no one was more surprised than me. And when they asked me, I said, you realize I'm quite a bit older, I've got crow's feet, I've got a wattle, double chin, I've got bad knees. And John Watts and Amy Pascal, they said, no, it's your role. We want you back, and we can fix all that, we'll de-age you, all that. We've got the technology, we can change everything. So I was delighted, obviously. I mean, apart from the fact that it's great fun to play, playing that part, in all honesty, completely changed my life. I mean, it did. Just took everything to not just to a different level, but also to a whole other group of cinema fans. There's a fan group that loved all the movies like Chocolat and Enchanted April and Frida and all those movies. And now suddenly the children of those people are kind of digging Fred Molina because he's playing Doc Ock.
I'm grateful, dear boy, truly.
Yeah, you're welcome.
How can I help?
The original deal, I was signed up for it with an option for 2 more movies. And when he dies in Spider-Man 2, I kind of went, well, I guess that option's no longer relevant. And it was actually Avi who said, oh, no one dies in this universe, which was intriguing at the time. But by the time 17 years had passed, I'd completely forgotten all about it. But when it came back, it was a very pleasant shock. Getting a chance to work with Andrew Garfield and Tobey again and with Tom was a very intriguing idea. And then when we were told that there was going to be this thing when these universes all come together, I thought, this is brilliant. But also, it was actually quite emotional. Just, they're in their costumes, I'm in mine, and we're just like standing around in between shots, just chatting. And I remember thinking, this is kind of magical. This kind of thing doesn't happen to people. And I think we were all feeling the same thing. We all kind of like took it in. And out of that came this very nice little improvised scene, which is in the movie when they're talking about their various aches and pains and stuff like that.
You okay?
Oh, it's my back. It's kind of stiff from all the swinging, I guess.
Oh, yeah, no, I got a middle back thing, too.
Really?
Yeah.
And that came out of a real conversation they were all having about the injuries they'd had when they were filming their movies. Those guys work hard. They work hard for those parts.